this bar, it looks like concrete, but it's actually wood behind it.
Underneath there is the electrical room. And so, first of all, there was flooding, which is flooding, but then we had an electrical issue. There's a transformer down there for the whole block that was basically heating up, and it was used as like an element in a jug, and it was heating up the water. So first of all, we had flooding up to about 80 centimeters, and then that water started heating up to about 50 degrees Celsius, and it was live with electricity, so we couldn't even go in there. So we had 2 fire engines here, but they couldn't go in because it's electrocuted. All right, so come on down, and then this whole area was covered. In here is my storeroom with about $200,000 worth of stock. So that was flooded. And so in here, the water was just about this line. You can kind of see where it's still wet. And then that was gushing into here. And then there's a bigger story. So these sumps over here, there's six of these sumps, they're 2 meters deep. There's 6 sumps in the tenancy, right? And the sumps work 24/7. They've got 2 pumps in each one because we're under water level. We're reclaimed land. And so they work 24/7 to basically pump water out. Summer, winter, doesn't matter. So that's what they're here for. And they normally would handle that flood. But the issue is they take the water back out to the street. And so unless the drains can handle it, it just comes back in, right? Which is ridiculous, right? Anyway, then you go through here to the actual Jefferson, so be careful, it's still a little bit wet. The Jefferson as such was filled up, the water level, you can see it here, the water level was up to here. Right, so then you've got, which is the top of the stairs.
Wow.
But then through here, everything was damaged, all the fridges, everything's basically floating. You can see obviously glassware because again the water line was up to about here. Well, you can see it actually. So well, anyway, just again be careful with some water still there. Now the problem with this level is there's no drains here. And then when we came in here, you can see the grease sumps got uplifted, everything got uplifted. This freezer was basically floating. So obviously that's damaged and all the food in there is gone. So as it was floating, we put grates in there so it doesn't topple over. But you got damage all around. 2 more freezers full of food in there that are damaged. So you're talking about, I mean, the loss of food and beverage is one thing, but the Jefferson's worth, I don't know, probably about $1.4 million to replace. And so, because it's not just normal rainwater coming in, it's contaminated water because toilets at the back contaminating it. The water was hot, and so for wood, jib, for everything else to sit in normal water, okay for a few hours, but to sit in 55-degree hot water, it's not, for 2 days essentially, it's not the way to go about it. Take away COVID from the story. Normally it would take, normally it takes about 18 months from start to finish to build a tenancy, but that's from concepts and everything else. But to actual build something like this takes about 6 months at least, and that's in times where you don't have a COVID interruption. With the supply chain and everything else, when I was talking to the builders yesterday, day before, and I'm like, hey, it looks like we're gonna have to have a complete rebuild of all the furniture. Apparently Jib has got a 7-month waiting list on it. So just basic materials to get in order just to rebuild it will take at least 6 months. So I'm not very hopeful that we're going to be seeing people in here for at least another 6 months. But this is not a repair job. This is a demolition, start again kind of job. So I don't know. I can't see it happening anytime soon. The thing that annoys me the most, if I'm honest, is made it through COVID. Was making it through COVID, and then we're pretty resilient. As, Sean's over there and Sid and myself here, we've made it through 2 years of CBD taking a knock and making it through COVID, and we just started to see some sign of resurgence, and in this. So any chances of making back some losses, gone.